Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab Bag, your weekly podcast reviewing games from the Game Pass collection, bringing you three unique perspectives from varying skill range. I am the conductor of this train, Andrew. With me, our ticket collector, Keith.
Hello.
And the boxcar hobo we picked up on the side of the tracks, returning with us, Nave from Gaming Together Podcast. Welcome.
They paid me in beer.
This week, we played this Monster Train 2, the sequel to Monster Train 1, by Shiny Shoe. Not Shiny Shoes. I guess they're just a singular shoe. But Monster Train is a deck builder roguelike where you are playing a train that is now, well, the first one you're going through hell. This time you're going through heaven, trying to transport this train with a giant fireball stone, trying to get to the center, and you are essentially trying to build your deck where you have 3 stories on your train. You are trying to prevent the monsters from climbing your train to destroy the stone and ending your run. But in a typical roguelike fashion, you are upgrading your clans, collecting new cards, upgrading your cards, and trying to get better with each run. Going around, whether or not this is a game or a pass, I will start off here. I will give it a definite game. We did cover Monster Train 1. If you want to hear our thoughts on that, check it out. If you played Monster Train 1 and didn't care for it, I will say this game will not change your mind. This is still very much like the first Monster Train, but obviously way more cards, way more stuff, actual story, a lot more going on. So I instantly dug this game because I loved the first Monster Train. Do not judge a book by its cover, because this game's cover art sucks. The name of this game is not great. It straight up looks like a mobile game, but this is a very fun game. Check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's exactly what Andrew said. If you liked the first one, you'll love this one. If you didn't play the first one, you can play this one without playing the first one, and that's perfectly fine. I guess you won't get the context of the hell versus heaven thing, but truthfully, who really cares? The game.
See, I didn't get much of the context.
Well, I mean, I got that, at least in the context of in the first one, you were like defending heaven, trying to invade hell.
No, you were defending hell. You were trying to reignite hell. Hell got frozen.
Because heaven invaded hell.
Yes.
And so in this one, you now have pushed back against heaven, and you are then trying to invade hell or invade heaven. But in the course of invading heaven, you find out that there's these titans that are stronger than the angels. And again, who cares? Really, who cares? The gameplay's fun.
Hard go.
Did I say definite game? I said definite game.
Yeah, I'd give it a game as well. Andrew's completely right about don't judge a book by its cover, because I'm pretty sure I saw the first game and went like immediate repulsive reaction, like just from the box art. And whenever Keith pulled up my DMs, he's like, "Hey, do you want to talk about this game?" And I was like, yeah, sure. I had no idea what this game was. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll download it. And as soon as I went to download it, I was like, oh no, what is
I say yes to this?
Oh, my dog is freaking out now. But yeah, so this game actually does scratch that Slay the Spire itch quite well. Though if you do not like loss, I guess you probably don't like roguelikes in general, but I feel like this game in particular is probably like the most painful of losses I've ever had in roguelike games, just from the small amount of time I played it.
So yeah, the story of Monster Train 2. So the first one, all right, I'm gonna get my thoughts here collected. So the first Monster Train, as Keith said, you are the denizens of hell. Heaven was attacking hell. They extinguished the flames of hell, and so you were trying to reignite the fires of hell to kind of get it back going. And this one, the angels realized they were kind of being misled, and it's a mistake. So now a lot of the angels are helping you, and you are trying to now attack heaven and stop basically the masterminds of the original attack, which were the Titans. And this one actually is much more of a story. The first one, I only remembered the basic premise of, yeah, you're reigniting hell. That's it. And this one, it's very much, there's actually cutscenes. Like anytime you go back to base, there's dialogue. Granted, it's like paper cutouts of people talking to each other, but the story was actually more intricate. They were actually building characters and relationships and actual things that are going on. We always talk about, I always give a roguelike at least some points for doing a story, because most of them don't. They're just like, whatever. Actually, the story in this one so far, actually, that was pretty good. I actually kind of liked what the characters were doing. Obviously, I'm not super attached to them because they're just talking cardboard cutouts. But I don't know. I was actually kind of digging this story.
The writing's really cheesy. It's
Yeah,
really cheesy. I have no problem with the story existing. It did not ruin the experience in any capacity for me. However, couldn't cared less. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. I did read a bunch of the dialogue. It was goofy and it was it just it didn't, I don't want to say it didn't make any sense, but it didn't fully make sense. But it does a very Hades thing in that it seems like you have to almost trigger certain events to happen. Like you have to play certain combinations of the clans together and have certain heroes, because then the heroes interact with each other and like things like that. And like one of them, I think I restarted a run and that triggered a whole dialogue scene. And it was like something about them, like, it's like, yeah, they're packing up, they're running away, blah, blah, blah. And they're like two of the commanders or whatever are fighting with each other about it. So it's like, it's kind of Hades storytelling in that way, which is neat, but I don't care.
There is a degree where I feel like this game is impossible. I'm sure there are like the craziest of sweats that are good at roguelikes that could beat this game like the first try. But I feel like this game is impossible at the beginning. To like you'll just hit brick walls and then you'll unlock stuff, and then the stuff you unlocked is like, oh, I'm much powerful. I'm much more. It's kind of like Balatro a little bit in that way.
yeah.
I didn't.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, Andrew praised Monster Train. I was like, I didn't praise the story.
Oh, and I forgot to kind of mention, me and Keith here, we played Monster Train 1, but Nave, this is your first time playing Monster Train? You never did the first one?
Yeah.
All right, so you had, I guess, no context of what's going on, but granted, I played like a lot of the story dialogue. They're like, "Oh, remember in the first one when this happened?" I was like, "I don't remember that at all." I do like they kind of showed some of the characters, like, "Oh, this character was an enemy," and I remembered like literally the first commander you get is Fel, who was an angel in the first one, and now she's like half demon because she's now on the demon side. But I was like, "Oh, I remember that boss. That boss was really annoying," and so it's kind of cool to see some of these people that you fought are now kind of on your side. But yeah, the story was fine, but I guess there's not much to talk about with the story.
Fel was wiping my teams before, and now
Yes.
barely carrying me across the finish line. So,
I mean,
figure it out.
I mean, if you've ever played a game with Keith, anyone's carrying you across the finish line.
No, that's true.
But yeah, the gameplay though is, as I said, so this is a deck builder roguelike. You have a train. It has 3 stories. You are placing your units on the left side of the train on either 1, 2, or 3. You have a certain number of units. Like each unit can kind of take up a slot. So some units are bigger than others. So you can only have so many units on each floor. You have spells you can play. You have equipment you can equip to your creatures. You can get enchantments to make them stronger and increase, your power of your spells. But you are essentially trying to prevent the enemies who enter on the bottom floor. Each turn, they end up climbing another floor and another and another. And you're just essentially trying to prevent them from getting to the top of your train and ending your run. But I love this game's loop. So, Nave, you were saying how this game can be like a brick wall. Gosh, you weren't joking. There were so many runs I had where I'm like, there's no way I'm losing. I am mopping the floor. And then just like, it's this one boss. I don't know if you guys had it. He's like a Titan stone guy. He has like Titan skin or something. He is like impossible to beat. I've only beaten him twice. Oh my God, that guy has ended so many of my runs.
Does he have like, it's like 10 plus stacks of the Titan skin or whatever?
No, he has like 30. Because the Covenant I'm playing, the difficulty I'm playing, he has like 30. But yeah,
because so it absolutely does. Now it can trick you too, because it does now. This was a run. It's the only run I won, and it was on the Covenant 0. But it can do that thing where it tricks you and like breaks the game a little bit. Like I got a really early build where I got this one unit in particular. I shrunk it down so it only took up one tiny little slot on my I think it was the Greed Dragon, and it gets damage and health for every of these like little eggs you collect. I collected the max eggs. this thing was size 1 and it was endless, and I had 5 of them, and my train was just riddled with them. And I think I'd got a third stack actually where it got a multi-strike, if I recall, or I had equipment that added multi-strike onto it. So it was just absolutely demolishing bosses. And it was so much fun. I was like, I'm going to do this build every time. This is the easiest build. I'm going to beat this game every single time doing this. This is stupid. It's easy. And then I got into one where the boss just like one hit all of my enemies or all of my dragons. And I was like, oh,
That's how it
never
goes.
mind. It doesn't
My
matter.
strongest run was I was using the it's the like the 5th guild. It's the it's this first one I unlocked. I don't know if it's always the first one you unlock, but it's like the night day it's the full moon.
The
New
Luna
moon.
people. I think they're called like the Fey Luna.
So I had them, and then my secondary was the fire people, and I had this build, and this was the first run today. So I was like, I'm gonna stream this game, but I'm gonna run a run. I'm gonna do a run. And I'm gonna die instantly, and that's how it's gonna go. And then it turned into the run, and so I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna start streaming because this is farther than I've ever gotten. And but basically, I had this one spell that either healed for 1 damage or like 10 damage or did 10 damage or like 10 damage to an enemy, and I was building for the like the valor but the magic version of it, where all the magic starts doing more damage.
Yeah.
And so I would get I had 3 of them because I duplicated them twice, and they had the like ascended or whatever, like what not ascended, but whatever it like gives you 5 times the magic damage, and then something else. Oh, so every time you use it, it goes back to the top of your deck. And so I had 3 of them, and they were doing
Well, I
like
think
they would like at bare minimum they were doing like 70 damage, and then once I got going, they were doing like 400, 500 damage, and they only costed 1. And I was just like blasting everybody with it. And the funny thing was, is it would shift my moon phase. Like I had like a bunch of the dudes that would just use their ability to shift the moon phase, and it was making everyone get stronger. And I had like the double strike weapon. Like I was going nuts. And then I just got to the boss fight where when they hit you, they double corrupt you.
Oh my god, I hate that guy too.
And
he just wipes my floor.
Yeah, and so the problem was is I had a really beefy dude, and he had like 100 health and like 120 damage, and he was double striking, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking win. And then I let him die to the corruption. I didn't realize, like, I've been playing on fast mode the whole time, like the whole time I'm playing the game, so I didn't realize like how dangerous like I was getting, the danger level I was at. And so once that double strike guy died, I was like, oh, I lost. I don't think I can recover. That was like my main heavy hitter.
That's the worst. I had a similar one, but I ran into, I think it was a boss that had all magic resistance. It was like the tight spell shield is what it was, and it had like 10 stacks of that. I was like, well, I'm done. And he just absolutely wiped my boss or my main hero and everything before I had a chance to get anything going. I was like, well, that sucks. Start like next run up.
And that would be so devastating with this game. I don't know if you realize it tells you what bosses you're going to fight, so you can plan ahead.
But
I will say I always forgot about that, and I never did.
But it doesn't
change every run. Yeah.
No, so like Archeon, right? The what is that? It's, I don't know, like a lion.
I don't know. I think I just made it up.
No, it's Archeon is what it is. I'll look it up. I don't know how to describe what Archeon is, but it's like the skills that it has vary, so it's not always the same. It's like sometimes it pushes you back, sometimes it
every
adds
boss.
something.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. He's like, like a bird, griffin kind of looking guy.
Griffin, so, thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
His thing will change every time. Yes, but you can still, I'm pretty sure, see ahead what he's going to do.
Possibly. Yeah, I wouldn't contest the agent because I didn't try. But
yeah, he'll get like a random ability of like, oh, if no allies are on a floor, he straight up attacks your main pyre that'll hurt your train. He's like, or it'll push your frontline guy all the way to the back, or he can cause corruption. Like it's like a bunch of different things. But yeah, so you just got to plan ahead. But this game, not only is it like can also have a brick wall, this game also like you can break this game. This game, I remember the first one too was the same case. People were posting videos of having like stacks of like 99999. Like there was ways to just like endlessly stack things. And it's still kind of the case with this. I'm assuming you guys haven't unlocked it, but the fungus people are all about sacrificing little mushroom guys to beef up your other guys. So my main guy, anytime a little guy died, he got more health, more attack, and like health regen. So my guy would just stack and stack and stack and stack. And like by the end of my run, he was swinging for like 500 damage and had like 400 health and like double strike. The guy was just absolutely a beast of a thing and just completely won the run for me. So this game, you can break this game, but it can also break you.
See,
Yeah.
Monster Train isn't necessarily unique in this regard.
No.
But, well, you know what I was going to say? You know where I was going with this?
Yep. No, I don't know.
But it is like a deck builder roguelike thing in general, I feel like. And I struggle with it so bad is the ones that have you intentionally sacrifice your own cards or consume. This is part of the reason I don't have the mushroom people in the first place is you unlock it by using consume cards. I'm like, oh no, I'll wait another till next round to use that consume card, and then the battle ends. Either I won or I lost, and I never used that consume card in the first place. But I also have that same struggle of like, all right, gotta intentionally kill off my own people to strengthen others. And I know it's telling me that I'm just going to strike them. I know there's a benefit, but in my own head, I'm like, oh, but that one's kind of strong. Like I could just let that one live. And I'm not good at it, but it is cool. It's a fun function.
Definitely I had PTSD from Slay the Spire, I feel like, because I had no remorse over saving guards. I was at any expense, I was killing everything with my cards if I could.
But yeah, the guards are useless.
Yeah, your starting guards that you get. See, the thing I love about this too is as you're setting things up, the game legitimately shows you in real time what's going to happen. So you can straight up see like, oh, if you start the round right now, your front two guys are going to die, but you might be able to kill the three guys on the other side. So anytime you're playing cards and doing stuff, it's completely adjusting and telling you in real time how the battle's going to play out. So you're setting up the battle beforehand, and then obviously you say initiate after you're done spending all your mana. And I absolutely love that.
Yeah, it's kind of like what is it, Fire Emblem? Kind of like
that. There's no RNG to it. You know what's gonna happen. The only thing I do kind of wish is that it would let you preview, like if you're gonna do like a shift of characters, and then you do it, and you're like, oh crap, I just found out that I'm only gonna kill one person and everyone's dead now.
I've done that where it's like, oh, if you start the battle, you're going to completely win and all your guys are fine. I'm like, okay. And then I play a card and it's like, ooh, now all your guys are going to die. And I'm like, what did I just do?
I'll tell you where I did it and how I did it. It was playing with Fel in particular, because Fel has that skill where gains the permanent they gain the permanent valor every time they move, and I was like, I'll just get one more stack, just get that little taste of that one extra bonus stack to start up the next run. Nope, everyone died. That run came crashing to an end, but I would have won if I had just not taken that one extra valor.
I was abusing the undo button. Like
Yes.
I was like min-maxing it.
Feature.
Yeah. I would do it multiple times because I would be like, oh man, I could have gotten one more stack if I did this card first. And so I'd restart the thing. Like, so it doesn't restart the run for the listener who hasn't played the game. It will just only restart the turn. So as soon as you hit go on the turn, I don't know if there's a way to stop it. I think you're fucked.
Yeah.
I think you're done.
I had a feeling Keith was going to forget the undo feature.
So it only lets you undo like a card played, not a round.
It flips the whole round back. So you could play all your cards and then be like, oh, I fucked up, and then it'll let you replay all your cards.
Okay.
There's a weird thing too where, like, I had this one card that would search for a unit and then buff them, and
that was good.
I love that card. And I think I restarted around twice. Not because I wanted a different unit, but because I kept messing my order up. And I think I got the same unit every time. And so I think it's similar to XCOM, where the turn is like in stone. Like
it's almost like
no matter. Yeah, so like it knows what you're gonna get when you use this card. So it's like you can't manipulate it. Because there's another card that on the fire people that's like hit a random person for this damage, and if you kill them, it gets a little
Yeah.
stronger. That card sucks, by the way. It's useless, but because it like does 3 damage and it makes it go up by 3, and I'm just like, why do I keep buying this card?
It's super hard to level up. Yeah.
Oh, that one. You think every time it's gonna, and it never hits the one that has it. You could have like 3 enemies that are 3 damage, and then it always hits the boss. It always, without fail. Or you're like, oh, I'm gonna get the one where it starts the entire battle with it, but you don't get that card. You don't get that card in time to get a guaranteed kill. So like you kind of, I don't want to say gloss over it, but like in terms of the new cards or of the cards, the equipment is new, I feel like, right?
Yeah, I don't remember equipment in the first
So
one.
equipment. If Andrew and I are correct on this and we agree, so I think that means we have to be right. Is equipment didn't exist in the first one? That's a cool one, and I don't think rooms existed either, if I recall. Those are the 2 things I think outside of the actual new clans. I think that's what they've added. Now, obviously, there's new spells, new abilities, and things, but
to add some validity to that, there are different shops, and like one's for spells, one's for people. The one that gives you equipment is like the rooms are in that as well, so they're in the same shop. So that might add some validity.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, because I don't remember that vendor in the first one at all. So yeah.
Yeah, so those are 2 really cool functions too, or 2 cool mechanics too, because I got one, like there's one artifact that it's the first time you apply a room, it applies it to every room.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Now, be warned, the one that says it does 50 damage on the start of combat, that does 50 damage to everything on that floor.
Yeah, it says that. It says it does it to everything.
Well, in case you don't know how to
you killed yourself.
What everything means is your team and the enemy team is what everything means.
Did you apply it to the entire trade and just cook everything?
Not
okay.
Not with that artifact. No. Which one did I have with that artifact that I was using? I think it was the one that added Valor when you had a Slay on there. So that was
that's a good one.
But yeah, I think I'm sure once they start playing with more of the clans and more of the heroes, I will find appreciation in all of them, and I mostly do. But I think right now Fel is definitely my favorite. With that Valor gain, you can just stack armor so that they I don't think it's an angel, but Fel can just stack armor to crazy levels, and then I got the equipment that does permanent damage gain on Slay, and that thing was just boosted out. Again, I didn't win that run because I ran into some sort of brick wall somewhere that I thought I was untouchable.
Dude, I love that. There's an equipment specifically for the moon people where that sounds like a slur, but like the moon people. I don't know their names, I forget. But so it's like every time you shift the moon phase, it gives you +1 damage permanently to that weapon. And I had 2 of them, and they were, and I got one of them really early, and I was like, one of them had like 100, and one of them had like 80, and I was like, this is crazy. Like these things are insane.
That's when you combine them into one.
Can you do that? Can you inscription it?
No, yeah, you can merge 2 pieces of equipment together.
Yeah, in the shop that sells equipment in rooms, there's an option to combine 2 pieces of equipment.
I'm gonna be real. I never went to that shop. Like every time I saw it, I was like, ew, and I would just go the other way instinctively. Like
that shop is so good because you can do that and then you can also guarantee that you get a room or piece of equipment. Like you can mark the one that you want to always be on deployment, and I think at 0 cost too, if I recall.
No, I remember seeing that. I didn't grab it because I don't think I had equipment in that run.
Man, 2 equipment I merged was anytime it was a hammer where anytime it killed a person, the room got bigger. And then the other piece of equipment I merged it with was a chest plate where the creature that it was equipped on kept growing and growing and growing and get stronger and stronger. So I merged those 2 together and put it on one guy, and he was just hitting. He took up the entire room, and it was just hitting like for so much damage. This is what I mean. This is what I love about this game is like there are these weird combinations you can do, and you could easily break this game. It just takes a little time to kind of figure out what to do. So what I always say, what makes or break a roguelike is the RNG. So I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel the RNG is in this? Because I remember like Slay the Spire for me was always so difficult because there was way too many cards and artifacts and equipment. And it was like, in order to actually have good synergy, it was really hard to get the stuff. But how'd
It
you feel the RNG in this?
I think it suffers from the exact same problem with Slay the Spire, and I think it's even worse. It's compounded because it feels like it would be better, but when you have the two factions in the one area in the one game, it feels like it would eliminating all the other factions stuff and from the pool would be cool, but like it's so non-synergistic sometimes, and maybe I just haven't unlocked enough of the factions, but I played as the moon dudes and the Valor dudes, the angels, and there is like literally no synergy there. And I was like, every run I played, I just felt bad. And when I switched to the fire people, I was like, or I did the fire people originally, and then when I went to the angels, it felt bad. But when I did the fire people, it's like, okay, this isn't so bad, but it still didn't feel synergistic. I was still predominantly leaning towards the moon stuff because like I was like really built towards that moon shifting thing. I'm wondering if there are more synergistic, like, because you guys have unlocked more people, if there are more synergistic clans that you could really bust the game.
Yes, there are. So the starting out, you can kind of say, I mean, this is a slight spoiler, but I really don't think people are going to be that upset. You see, you can unlock 5 different clans, all new clans if you play the first one. So you have, I forgot to explain this mechanic. Whenever you're starting a run, you pick 2 clans. One is your primary. In your primary, you get the champion of that clan. So they have their own unique special abilities. So if you pick like the Angels, they mostly work with Valor, which Valor, anytime they have a stack of Valor, they get increased damage, increased armor. So like that's their main component. Then you have the Dragons. The Dragons are all about collecting gold and stacking burn on people. So like, yeah, so like you have a primary and a secondary. The primary, you get the champion. The secondary, you'll see the cards in the run. But as far as all the other clans, you won't find them. So if you only picked like, oh, I'm doing the Angels and the Dragons, you're not going to find the Mushroom people. You're not going to find the Moon people. You're not going to find their cards at all. Like they're out of the game. So you're kind of figuring out how you want to do synergy. So, Nave, you're liking the moon people. Yeah. And I would say the dragons are great synergy for them because they have a lot of spells. The moon people are all about building up spell cards, making them stronger. And the dragons have a good set of really good spell cards as well.
On
as the
top
angels
of that,
don't.
with like the spell, a lot of the spells they have just give you money. Or like the dragon eggs, and then those dragon eggs can change into, it's like, and some of the dragons are just big booty boys with huge fucking lives, and so they just sit there and just give you money, and I'm like, I'm loving these guys. Literally, it's an investment now.
Yeah,
the dragon people are a lot of fun.
I was gonna say Andrew has, I think, all of it unlocked because I didn't get the mushroom people. Good, I liked the Lazarus League one. Those were a lot of fun with the whole mix component or mix mechanic. I keep saying component, but mechanic. Yeah, it's so you like, it takes up some amount of your energy or whatever, and you mix up these little potions, and you can just keep making it stronger and stronger and stronger, and it just like stacks up. And like, so I think I had one after like 7 or 8 stacks. It was like four charges of regen, 3 charges of reanimate, and like 6 stacks of spikes. And I was like, awesome. You just throw that on, whatever big beefy character you have, and that thing is just set for rounds and rounds. And then you can just keep stacking more on top of it, because on top of, these little potions that are giving you these types of skills, there's just a lot, like the whole idea or kind of strategy around that Lazarus League is, spoiler if you know the story of Lazarus, I guess it's about reanimating your people. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So you have the 5 starter clans, but also if you've progressed farther enough in the game, you have the original 5 clans. So there's a total of 10 different clans. You level each one of them up. Each one has 2 different champions. So there is a ton of content to unlock in this game. Because I remember that was my first issue, not even much of an issue, but I played a lot of the first Monster Train and I had everything unlocked. So after you kind of have everything unlocked, it's just kind of like, it's only a matter of time. I hope that I get a good run and I can win the game as I'm increasing the difficulty. This time around, there's just so many clans, so many things to unlock that I really like it. And so it just adds more of the broken component, because in the first game, as I said, people were showing videos of characters having like unlimited stacks of things.
God, I thought you were gonna say characters having sex. That's what it sounded like you were about to
Oh,
say.
you know that's out there. But
Yeah,
that's
dude,
another
that train's lonely.
that's another that's another thing they added in this is that your pyre, the little stone that you're trying to protect, has different skills now. So you can actually unlock different variations of that instead of it just being a thing that's there. It can
Was that
actually
new?
change how you
Yeah,
that can
that's
actually
new.
change
I
your
liked
run.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and I like too, because I do this a lot, especially once I have more unlocked, is you can just randomize, well, at least your main clan and your pyre. So I like to just do that when I'm just like, I don't know what I feel like doing. Just maybe I'll find a fun synergy I didn't really know.
So I noticed that as well. So there's this game that's been in the back of my head, and I just realized at some point in the last like 5 minutes what the game was. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a card game. Do you guys know what deck building games are? Like physical deck building games?
yeah, like
Like
Magic
Magic the Gathering?
No. So those are trading card games. Deck building
Oh.
games are you buy the full set of the cards, and then that's all of them. And then you
Yeah.
play like you build decks with that. So there's one for Marvel, right? Where you get like 5 different types of heroes, right? And then like you'll get like Wolverine and Spider-Man, and I don't remember what the characters were, but like Iron Man or something. And each one of them, they have their own strategy. So they're basically like factions in this game. And so like they have their own thing they focus on, like maybe Iron Man does like energy stuff, and like Wolverine regenerates and hurts himself. And so as you randomize a giant a deck of cards, you play with other people and you draw cards and like try to make a random deck with all these cards, like, and you fight the enemies who are also randomized. That's what it sounds like to me that you're talking about. Like, oh, I don't know what I'm even doing. I don't know what I want to do. So just maybe I'll get something fun. And I just remember some of the most memorable at times I've played that game. I wish I could remember what it was called. It's a Marvel deck building game. I'm sure Google will find that.
I think I've seen, like, don't you buy the boxes themselves of the characters?
Well, no. So it's like a big box itself because it has its own like Monopoly board that you're playing on top of and everything. Maybe I'll just Google it while I'm talking. But some of the what I was saying was some of the most memorable games of that were times where we just didn't choose what characters, we just randomly picked a bunch of them, and then we just had these really broken, busted like combinations of things that we would have never thought of, because it's like I don't give a shit about Beast Boy or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't know. Marvel characters.
That's DC.
Yeah, I figured eventually I was going to screw up. Oh, it's called Legendary. So the Legendary Marvel deck building game. It's only $60. That's pretty cheap for a board game.
Especially for Marvel.
But I do highly recommend it for listeners if you guys like tabletop gaming. This is sick.
Yeah, I mean the only deck building game I have is Arkham Horror.
Arkham Horror.
Sharing it here.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Not an ad. We're not sponsored.
Not sponsored. I'm sponsored.
But Marvel, if you want to pay us, go ahead, I guess.
You'll take that Marvel money.
Right? Sit here.
Yeah, that's the board's giving me nostalgia. I need to rebuy this game because my ex took it. So I gotta fucking get this game back.
Man, yeah, this is the other one I heard was Marvel Champions. That was the one I kind of wanted to look at. But
sorry. There's a DC deck building game that's really fun. But anyways.
But no, I mean it is very similar to how like Monster Trade is. Like I kept doing random every once in a while too. Because yeah, like a lot of clans do have synergy that is better than others, but I always like to kind of just mix things up and be like, well, let's see if I can pull something out of this. Well, I also want to ask, did you guys win any runs?
One. The first dragon run, like I said, the one that tricked me into thinking that was just the forever win, and I still take the great dragon just about every time, but it's not an instant win anymore.
All right, well, because this game added another new feature that I absolutely love. If you win, you can actually continue to endless mode and kind of keep seeing how far your deck can go, which is also just a great feature.
They stole it from Bloons. That's a Bloons feature. Yeah, dude. I love endless.
Like roguelikes, I always love when the roguelike kind of does stuff like this. I don't know if you guys ever played it. It was on Game Pass for a little bit, but it was called Despot's Game. Do you remember that, Keith?
I didn't play a ton of it, but I did play it, yes.
Man, I think that's what it's called. I thought it
Yeah.
was called like Despot's Game.
Yeah.
Yep, Despot's Game. So that was like a roguelike auto battler where you're putting stick figures on a board and kind of building your team out, and like they would just auto battle. But what was awesome about that game was when you won, your winning team competed against real people's other winning teams. So it would do an auto battle and you could see how good your team actually was. And so they actually had like ranks like, oh, you're in the wood division, the bronze division, the gold, the silver. So it actually like had a leaderboard of how good your team actually did. And so that's a little bit what Monster Trains do. It is like, oh, how far can you go with this deck on an endless run and just progressively keep going?
One round. That's how far I beat the first round after, and then I got absolutely stomped on the next run.
I believe
See,
it.
I didn't try on mine. I've won twice.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats before. You had one more win than I did, and you beat it, I think, at least once on Covenant rank 1, or maybe both.
I don't have Andrew added, but I saw Keith there, and I saw him. I don't think you had a win when I looked. Like, it was yesterday, I guess. But I saw you there, and I was like, can I beat it before he does? But that's before I realized you need to unlock cards. You got to unlock some cards to kill some of these bosses.
I would say yes and no, because like I will say, like as I'm progressing and unlocking cards, there's hasn't been a lot where I'm like, oh my god, this is game changing. The only thing that I think is like the most is whenever you get a clan up to level 5, you unlock the second champion, and a second champion is way different. Is like that's actually way different. Because like case in point, the dragons, the first champion, he mostly works on adding the stack of burn, but the second dragon, she is all about hoarding gold. So it's like the more gold you have, the stronger she gets, and she can generate more gold for you. So it's like the same clan, but it just different kind of play styles. And that's
also seems to focus more on using the whelps, like
the little
definitely,
dragons.
Yeah, like they're definitely a mechanic that you use either way, but it's like her starter cards are 5 whelps that will just sacrifice themselves to damage the enemy team. So you have like a bunch of those instead of having, a little mini fireball or whatever.
To be honest, I just realized I never had the dragon as my primary. I never thought about it. Like I just
the primary,
mistake.
The dragon as a primary is really good.
I think that was my first win, was dragon as primary.
Damn, I wish I did that. I didn't think about it because I was like, oh, dragons are always in my team, so I played as them because they are here. They are. I see them, but
well, yeah,
I never thought about it.
Or no, you get the starter. You'd get the starter cards either way of those the Pyre Gel ones.
Yeah,
even if they're secondary.
But I recommend dragons primary and then the moon people as your secondary. Try that out. You might have a good win.
I did it the other way around, and it was fun. But I could see that being good.
I just really like spell slinging. I don't know what it is. I know there's a Slay the Spire class that's kind of like that too. Actually, it wasn't spell slinging. It was like wasn't it like a robot or something?
Yeah,
the orbs.
I liked him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the defect, dude. When I got the defect, I was like, oh my god, I understand. I understand.
He was the only one I ever won on like any of the higher levels with was the defect.
He's so fun. Like I was like, I just want to like card. Like I just want to do that.
He's I think actually one of the most broken ones in that game, right? It's him and the one with
the assassin
daggers.
was the one.
Yeah, because people get the perma daggers, but you could also get perma orbs, and it would just orb.
Orbeez. God, I wish I could quote the Orbeez commercial.
Yeah, I love her like keep talking about different games, but
I'm sorry.
There was a fourth champion. I still cannot beat her. Like I think it's the Watcher.
Or she's a lot of fun though.
Dude.
I cannot win a single run with her.
I never understood. She's the one that like switches the stances.
Right?
Yeah, I do not. My brain is too monkey mode for that. I just want card. Especially because you get to her like after the other one, so it's like jarring as hell.
Wasn't she even she was added later on?
Yeah, she was a patch later on.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But either way, you're right. Yeah, like you. She's just a completely different style than the others. But what I like about Monster Train
in these games
is the 3-tier of it. Like it changes, I think, the aspect versus say like a Slay the Spire where it just all takes place on one battlefield. You having that multi-layers of your train as the enemies progress upwards, and like moving enemies up and down, moving your characters up and down. It's like a whole different aspect of the the deck builder genre that I feel like most of them don't do, having like almost like a 3D space, well, 2D space to work in.
Yeah, like different layers. I
Yeah.
thought it was interesting as well. Because there are some times where I would just have to forego what I wanted to do because someone was getting away. And like, because I would always stack up on bottom, and then like the middle one would be like, these guys will clean up, but sometimes they're not gonna clean up, and in fact they're gonna die because the boss moved up and they're gonna kill them now, and I'm just like, oh no, I have to like figure out how to do something. I do like the problem solving of this game because like there's a lot they come at you. It seems very simple at first, but eventually they start coming at you from like every angle, and you're like, I gotta like sit here and think real hard. I gotta turn the fast mode off just so I can see what's happening to me. That's probably why I would die. Regularly, I would do runs when like this is the farthest I've ever gotten, and I'd get to the boss and I would die because I didn't understand what the boss was gonna do to me. Even if I would read what they did, you can read what they do, and then I still didn't fully comprehend the danger I was in, and then die, and then I'm like, okay. Then the next run I'd get further, but then die to the corrupt guy or like the guy that resurrected. I did not understand how to do
Yeah,
that.
he's like a bunch of
Wicked
eyeballs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are wicked annoying. A good little trick for bosses is if you can find the equipment that does damage whenever you move, and it lets you equip it to enemies, because then they move on every single round and they're just taking it, it's like 30 damage too. It's a decent amount. And if you're using the fire people like you are, stack pyre gel on that thing like crazy. And by the time you go to fight it, it's already probably got half health.
Yeah, so the one where I lost, the boss had like, I think it had like 10,000 health or something crazy. Like I don't remember how much health it had, but I remember thinking, holy shit, when I saw it. I was like, that's not good. And I did have that equipment, but I didn't ever get to the point where I used it because the game only lasts like 7 or 8 turns, honestly. You know what I mean? Like,
It
usually
does
there's
give
like
you a wave
4.
counter.
Yeah, usually there's 4 waves and then a grace wave sometimes where it'll let you set up again, and then the boss wave shows up, and then it's just until the boss wins, like, or you kill the boss.
I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than you get to that respite round and you get all spells and it's like damage spells. You're like,
Like
well,
total gas. Like you're like, oh no.
great. This is good. I'm just gonna go ahead and just throw all of these in the trash real quick and fight the boss with nothing.
Dude, that is the beauty of the moon dudes, though, because a lot of their spells double as healing spells. So you're just like, okay, well, heal real quick. And some of their heals are, there's one heal that I started stacking recently that, like, it also over heals in the armor. And I'm like, this is great. Like, give them armor.
Yeah, like the pyre I always used is it will one time during a battle will heal all your frontline guys to maximum health. So that one's super nice because whenever I get that respite round, it's like, all right, max heal everyone, and then throw some healing spells on people. That's what I mean. Like this game is just it's so fun because like all right, when I play like Slay the Spire or honestly a lot of roguelikes, you're kind of like, oh, it's like you're playing the warrior. You kind of know what you're doing and going through. But a lot of this just gets mixed up, like of like how you're going to be building stuff. Am I going to focus more on like big beefy guys? What guy is going to be, my trump card? What guy is going to be like my ultimate big beef dude? Or am I going to focus on equipment and spells? Like this game always, the runs just feel always fresh to me. And like I said, there's so much to unlock with all these different clans and all these different synergies.
I think one reason that is because the starting cards are never the same. Like,
they're
so
random.
one thing about, I'm thinking about Inscription a lot now, but like when you do Casey's mod, you have these different decks, and then you basically have like the same starting hands over and over again. In this game, like when I didn't realize it until I got the Moon People, where that first run was so crazy, and I was like, dude, I love that big dude. I love him. I love these Moon People. And then the next 2 runs, I never got him again. And I'm just like, because I would get like a random other person, and it just completely fundamentally changes the way that you should be building the deck, and that probably it contributes to that.
I was gonna say, like, thinking of Inscription, because I remember you talking about Casey's mod and mentioning like you're looking for certain patterns very early on. Like if by like round 5, like I don't have this card, the run's a wash. I'm not gonna win it.
Yeah.
This has like a Balatro feel to me, where you can skim together. I mean, not that I have a ton of wins under my belt. I have a whole whopping 1, but you can like pull together and scrap together these runs. You're like, I don't know how I won that. I don't know, or at the very least, I don't know how I got nearly as far as I did in that. Like that shouldn't have worked, but it did. And part of it is, and almost like Inscription in this way, your opportunities to modify your deck are so limited. And I think that's where like Slay the Spire and Balatro are very different in this regard to say like Monster Train, and like you get one shot basically between rounds to potentially add a card, and you can add 2 at the end of a round, so you can get like 3 cards, and you can usually remove 2 or 3 as well. So like there's adding or removing, but he, you don't have an opportunity to really like swing your deck quickly on these things. You need 3 and 4 rounds to get through.
Those first rounds are it suffers for me, and this is a problem with most roguelikes, but like specifically I was getting the feeling of Call of Duty Zombies, where when you lose in this game and go back to the beginning, it is like brutal. You are so weak. And like it's one time, and like one time I went into a fight and almost lost, like a just not even a big boss fight, just one of the earlier ones, because I forgot that the reason why my dude was doing the thing he was doing was because I buffed him last run, and I thought he was just doing that. So I was just like calculating that in my brain, and so there's like it's very similar. It's like in Call of Duty Zombies when you die and you had the pack-a-punch gun and you know what I mean, and now you're just running around with the stupid MP50 40 or whatever. Or like in Balatro, you know, when your deck you had the all stone deck, all stone cards, and now you gotta play the dirty queens and aces and gross. Ew.
See, I would disagree a little bit with that because, like, what I love about this game, the runs are a total of, I think, 10 battles.
They're
not,
quick.
It's not crazy long. Like, so even from start to finish, if you win your game, you're looking at what, 30, 45 minutes tops? So you don't lose a ton of time. But I do agree of like the feeling weak. Because, yeah, when you're starting and you're like swinging spells that are doing 1 damage, it's like, this sucks.
Well, I was gonna say like the first 1, sometimes 2 fights are honestly probably the hardest fights. It's like you have those are the fights I'll take a little bit of damage, then maybe like 3 through 5 I won't take any damage, and then it starts to become a struggle again.
It's so insanely difficult with the moon dudes because all of their abilities do 1 damage, and like you are relying on getting that like magic valor or whatever it's called in this game. Like because you get so strong towards the end, but like at the beginning it's so hard. It's not like the other I didn't play the dragons primary, but like with the angels I felt like I could very consistently get to like the 4th fight and like just take a couple of lumps every now and then.
Well, it was so like the angels as a good example. Like I was mentioning, I played with the one that would get the permanent valor. So it does like very little damage to start because it's relying on that valor stat because it adds damage and a potential for armor. So it's got low damage, fairly low health because it's again relying on armor. You have your crappy train stewards, and the stat like the skills you have or the spells you have really are just about moving your characters around. So unless you have like the fire ones, which are all just doing 1 damage, like it takes a couple rounds to really ramp up. But then by the time you've got your 3rd upgrade for the hero, if you really if you focus on that tree, it's like once you have 75 valor stacked, I think you get like some other, it's like 15 damage buff on top of it all, and you have a multi-strike. So then your hero is a beast, but it takes 5-6 rounds to get there, and those first ones are just like, ugh,
Yeah,
let me get by.
it feels like the opposite of Inscription in that way. Where in Inscription you know pretty fast, like within the first like 5 minutes, I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work, and so but that's like the late game in Inscription, like that's like the hardest shit. But in this game, there's so much like variance in which there's like all these different like shops and things that you're hitting between each fight, like multiple instances of things. You can have like a random event. Like one of my favorite ones is when you get to that mirror and then it's like you can duplicate something 5 times, and I have like a really busted 0 cost spell, and I'm like, oh my god, this is it,
Is
this
there
is
a
the
bad
run.
effect to that five multiplication? I've
don't know, I'd
never
do it.
I've never had a bad result of that. There's a Balatro one. Did you run into the Balatro one?
No. Balatro frustrated me, actually.
There's also an inscription event too.
I
Where
don't
you
know if
meet
I
the
saw.
stoat. You meet the stoat and he gives you a buff.
I
Yeah.
didn't get that one, but yeah, Balatro you can get. It's Chakot, which will silence the boss for 3 rounds. Then you can get
The banana, which
the
all
banana.
your guy has 15% attack, but like there's a 10% chance you'll lose the artifact.
What's the other one? It's I don't know. It's really not that important.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's Balatro. I liked the dog one. You can pet the dog.
the bone dog. Yeah,
Yeah. So the
he's returning
events.
from the first.
Oh, I don't remember the bone dog from the first one.
He was from the first one.
But yeah, you have all these random events and such. Like, there's so many little layers of this game that are just fun. And I don't know, like you were saying, like there's different ways to win runs. Like you can be like, oh, I focus on really having a bunch of equipment this run. Like that's how I'm beefing everyone up. Really focused on skills this time. Really focused on whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Dimitri, if that's a Bills shadow, I like it.
I would recommend anyone who watches this, the VODs should still be up on my Twitch, but just like skip through to the end of each run and like observe my reaction when I lose, because I don't think there was, after the first few runs, I don't think there was a single run where I didn't go, I fucking hate this game, dude. I fucking hate this game. Dude, especially after that, the furthest I've ever gotten with the Moon Dudes, I was very upset. Like I thought that was it. I was like, for sure, and I think it was user error why I lost. So I feel like I could have actually won.
I do kind of wish there was a redo of the entire battle. Like there was a button to do the redo, but I don't think there's a way to cheese it. Because even too,
No,
like,
you can't save scum. I tried.
Yeah, you can't save scum. So this game's already kind of prevented that. It's like, that's kind of frustrating because you can save scum in Balatro.
I imagine it saves immediately as soon as you hit start the round, as soon as the round starts.
But yeah, I mean, this is what I mean. If you're listening this far in this episode, you just got to check out Monster Train.
Is this guy talking about a super pod, Aaron?
No, he's talking about my brother.
Okay, I also look like super pod, Aaron.
That would be closer.
Yeah, no, my brother's name is Aaron. He's been taking over for a bit. But yeah. So as far as the music goes, though, I actually dig this game's soundtrack.
So much fun.
I'm gonna be honest. Moment 1, I muted the music.
It's so loud.
Not because it's
so
bad,
loud,
but because I've streamed every moment of this game, and so I was like, oh, this will be a perfect game. As soon as I realized I was a roguelike, I was like, oh, this is a perfect game to just listen to Spotify or YouTube or something. And so I was streaming and just like playing YouTube videos and shit without the music playing.
I mean, you don't need, it's a roguelike. You don't need it. But this game actually has a pretty decent like rock and heavy metal soundtrack.
I'll turn it back on. The game goes out of its way to tell you what song is playing.
Yeah.
So that's like Killing Floor 2, where every time you start a round, it
like,
fucking flashes the song. I'm like, oh man, this game, the music's a reason to actually play it.
I would tell you, I think it's better than the Doom soundtrack.
This?
Maybe that's how I take.
Honestly,
the new one?
The new Doom. Yes.
I would actually maybe argue too, Keith, that I would kind of agree with you. Yeah, because
Doom Dark Ages is very,
it's fine,
subtle,
but it's not. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, it's kind of in the background, but this is like front and center, and it has the original soundtrack is on Spotify.
That's a good one, if I recall.
Yeah, Archeon's a good one, the Archeon boss fight one. But yeah, 19 songs over almost an hour of music. It's pretty solid. Yeah, it's a roguelike. You can easily turn it off, but
I'll turn it back on. I promise. I am gonna play a little bit more of this because I do want to do Mushroom People and I want to experience the dragon. So
and then like you get all the 5 old clans back too.
Yeah, the old clans are pretty fun. The Penumbra people in the old clans are all about eating their own people to get stronger, which is a really fun mechanic.
Does it invalidate getting the first game?
Okay, that was actually thinking. I was
That's
actually going to ask you guys.
Actually,
yeah, I was going to ask you, Keith. So I looked it up. Monster Train 1 is on Game Pass. Would you recommend people even go and bother playing Monster Train 1?
My question would be, because I didn't play the original clans in this game, do they have any different cards? But also, to a certain degree, well, no, I guess it's really, do they have any different cards? Because otherwise, all you're doing is adding their ability to synergize with the new clans, which could just basically be DLC. And then like the equipment in the rooms, which effectively almost DLC. So unless they do something different, no, you really don't have to play the first one in any capacity, and you're better off playing this one.
I would agree. I would actually say don't even bother Monster Train 1. Just play Monster Train 2.
Unless you're doing it for achievements, and I don't even
It's
think
that
there's
because
like an easy achievements in that one.
I don't even imagine I would have thought of that if I hadn't been playing the shit out of Left 4 Dead 2 lately. I don't know if you guys have played Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam, but Left 4 Dead 1 is just in Left 4 Dead 2. I don't even know if Left 4 Dead 1 exists on Steam anymore. So it's like you literally all of the characters and all of the campaigns from Left 4 Dead 1 are just in Left 4 Dead 2. So it's like that's something that I don't know. Yeah, it's funny that I imagine they'd have to have new cards. Like they'd have some equipment and rooms and stuff.
Yeah, I only played one of the old clans once, and right away I played the plant people, which were called, or I can't remember them, but right away I got a new card from them. It's like I don't remember this guy at all. Every time he healed, he got more health and more attack power. So he was all about constantly buffing by keep rehealing him over and over again. So he was a new card.
Yeah, I mean, and that would be about the only thing is if they're, especially if they're like entirely different, then I think that there's something to be said for maybe go play the old one to play the clans as they originally were. But otherwise, I mean, you're just gonna synergize them into these new clans, and I don't know. It could be fun to do, but yeah, probably just play this one, I think.
I feel like they have such a clear path to Monster Train 3, with just you control 3 dudes instead of just 3 clans instead of just 2.
I feel like that would be so like I was gonna say what if they could add like the ability to like add a floor to your train, so you could have four floors. That would have been a cool mechanic.
I don't know. I like the game the way it is.
Oh, I'm not saying it needs to change. I was saying it's like a mechanic within the game, like you have the weapon that adds space to the room. Or saying it would be cool to be able to like have a thing that added a room to it.
It'd be cool if there was just 4 floors, and then there were some like because there are enemies that will just appear on different floors. Like I think it's as far as I'm aware, I've only seen the goblin imp dude that has 1 HP and you get money from him. And I was like, oh cool, I'll just waste a spell real quick. Kill that guy real quick. But I don't know. That's kind of Orcs Must Die-ish. I don't know if you guys have played that, but
I've played Orcs Must Die way too much.
Yeah, clean everything up.
I bought all the DLC for Orcs Must Die 3 and played the absolute junk out of that game.
I mean, they're good.
Yeah, I like them. Except for the new one. The new one's kind of meh.
Oh yeah, but that was a weird one, wasn't it?
Yeah, Death Trap.
I don't remember if we definitely did an Orcs Must Die game. I don't remember if it was that one. I think we did 3, and then we went to do Death Trap, and we were like, I don't like this. And so we just went up, do something else.
I mean, Death Trap's gotten better. They patched it. It's gotten a little bit better, but yeah, it's still it's a different game. But, and then graphics. As I said at the beginning of this episode, do not judge this game by its cover. The art style it's unique. It's kind of a nice, interesting take on like heaven and hell and like how the angels and stuff look. But man, you got some weird looking creatures.
It grows on you. It is just so immediately revolting not because the art is bad, but because of what it's associated with, because it looks like mobile game trash. Like it looks like slop. And so when I saw this game, and I'm pretty sure I saw the first Monster Hunter, I don't remember if I said this at the beginning of the episode or if it was before we started recording, but when I saw this game, I was like, oh dear, like what have I just fucking signed up for? But it actually, so this is definitely one of those don't judge a book.
I don't even think the graphics once you start playing the game there's anything wrong with them. I think those are even perfectly fine. It really is just that cover art, and I mean if So I'll make sure that Aaron gets his 2 cents into this. Is that he would argue that this is just a mobile game in its own right, just only a mobile game essentially. Aaron's brother or Andrew's brother, Aaron, he can't stand these games. He thinks they're all just mobile games and they don't
Like
belong on
just
Xbox.
roguelike card games.
He's like they don't, and there's something to be said for it. It gets talked about just about every time we play when he's not wrong. It's it plays great on a mobile. It really does. But it also functions really well on a console. I don't struggle to play it on a console. I think it still plays plenty of fun. And there's no I don't feel like my console is being wasted playing this game.
Yeah. Which I wanted to look. Monster Train. Oh, the
It's like a
first one
gig.
is on mobile, but Monster Train 2 is not on mobile.
Take
Yeah,
that.
I'm
I mean,
sure
you
it
can
will.
stream it.
I'm sure it
can't
will
you?
be.
Yeah.
Is that a thing you can do?
Yeah, you can xCloud stream it, which it's very good because the saving on this game is very good.
Stop looking at me. Look over there. No, she's not gonna. She doesn't listen.
But all right. As far as the achievements go, I actually did look up the achievements of this game, but the achievements are pretty good. I got a handful of them before coming on. I think I'm at like 100 something gamer score. This is easily just a game you're just playing, and eventually you're just doing stuff, and it's like achievement. Like one, I got rid of all the train stewards, and that was an achievement for it. It's like,
Yeah,
all right,
I got
that's
that
pretty
one.
sweet.
But it's also
Anytime,
I was gonna say, isn't
okay.
it like a lot of roguelikes where it's just
Yeah.
like you have some that's just super grindy? It's like beat it on the highest covenant level.
Well, that's, I mean, I should have done my homework because that I didn't look up. Because I
Golly.
always hate when a roguelike does that. When it's like, you got to play maximum difficulty with like your shirt off and no pants. And it's just
Yeah.
like, oh gosh.
Your hand
Like,
tied to your. Can
yeah,
you cuss? I was gonna say dick, but.
fine.
There's a button for that.
But yeah. So, yeah, let's get our final thoughts on Monster Train 2. As I said at the beginning, Monster Train's a ton of fun. Do not judge this game by its cover, okay? I've always been a huge advocate of Monster Train. Mentioned it on our Twitter before. Like, hey, you gotta check this game out if you like roguelikes. It's definitely worth your time. I think the name of the game is stupid too. It's just you don't know what you're getting into when you're playing this game. But this game is so highly addictive. This is always what's a good sign of a good roguelike is just anytime I finish a run, I'm like, I want to do it again. I want to do another one. I want to try this combo. I want to try this synergy. And I'm starting another run right away. And this game absolutely did that to me. It just, like I said, if you played the first one, you didn't care for it, you're not going to like this one. But if you are even slightly like roguelikes, this is definitely one you need to check out. I just don't think this game gets enough credit. It easily gets lost underneath the Balatros and the Slay the Spires, but you should check it out. For me, this is a solid 88. I like this game a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a game for me. It for all of the times that I say, it's a great game, it's not for me. This is I mean, I'm gonna call it a definite game, but this is just it's a game for me. And Andrew already said it all. I say these things a lot, but truly, I don't know. I want to just keep playing it every time I end a run. You're not gonna like this one if you didn't like the first one, but if you like the first one, definitely play this one. If you didn't play either one, play this one. And that really about sums it up. And 88 is a good score. That's spot on, I think.
Now, my opinion is probably a lot less valid because I only started playing this game 22 hours ago. But so as coming from a perspective of someone who's semi-immune to roguelike, the addictability of roguelikes, I do semi feel that one more turn. And I would say that this is a game. Like I think I said that at the beginning, and I feel like I get too attached to the decks that I have, and that gives me a very low every time I lose. And so I'm trying to think of the games that really provoke those one more game like ideas out of me, and it's kind of like Civilization and stuff like that, or like it's games where like you are building for a long period of time to something really big. I think that you build to something big way faster in this game, but if you lose, you can't just completely go back to that. You have to like absorb that RNG, and that literally is just that's literally just how roguelikes kind of are, especially deck based card building roguelikes. So, I'd probably give it a little bit lower, like a 75, but like I think it's still in the green. Like we're this. I'm really glad that I played this. I would have never touched this from the cover art. Like I would have never touched it. So I'm glad I said yes to coming on, and I'm definitely going to keep it on the console and continue playing it. This will be an awesome stream game. That's my primary thing in my head, is that if I get pissed off at Doom Dark Ages because I died for the third time, I'm just gonna switch to this game and just like vibe for a little bit.
Well, I feel like for stream too, like I said, so Aaron does some streaming on our YouTube, and he was streaming Balatro, but he's like he had never played it, and I was like, I think it's good. You have like two ends of it. Is I've never played this game before, or I'm ridiculously good at it, and those are the two best streams of these types of games, because you can join and be like, hey, let me like join the chat and like help out the person who's playing the game, or you can just watch and wonder as how they're winning these runs that shouldn't be winnable.
Yeah.
So for that, definitely, where you haven't played it, it makes it a good streamable game.
Alrighty. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for joining us. Please make sure you remember to go to our Discord. I'll have the link to all of our stuff in the bottom here, and also to Nave's stuff. Yeah, because Nave, you mentioned your stream. I don't know if you want to at least give the URL of where you're streaming.
I think I just changed my name, so it's Guitar Hero, like Guitar Hero, but I'm sad. So, but
I
that's
never put that together.
Yeah, so yeah, that's my name on Discord as well. Yeah, Guitar Hero. But yeah, so that's me on Twitch. I kind of just stream every day. I'm not like a affiliate or anything. I just have fun over there. I my predominant thing is I do a podcast called Gaming Together Cooperative Podcast. Just recently lost my co-host, so it's basically a guest run thing now at this point. I got to have you guys on again. It's pretty soon. I think July and half of June are just completely open. So I think I should have you guys on pretty soon for something. I got a big ass spreadsheet of fucking games that we could do. But yeah, so go check me out there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Check out Gaming Together. And yeah, like I said, join us on our YouTube and on our Discord, our Facebook as well. We stream live every Wednesday around 9:00 EST. Come join the conversations. Watch us as we do it. Also, if you want to see these past recordings, they're on our Spotify as well. So if you listen to us on Spotify, the video should also be there. But yeah, I've been your hardcore gamer Sanj. You can find me on Xbox Live at Firebird0952.
Ben Keith. Something I did this week is, it's been a long time. I'm not gonna look it up at this moment. It's been a long time since we had our third silent co-host. I looked up the Claire Obscure, because I thought, he always likes a good French game. Absolutely demolished it.
Really?
Absolutely.
He gave Claire Obscure a 0?
I think he gave it like a 2. I'd have to go back and look, but absolutely demolished it as always. I was like, and I did some further. I looked at the overall ratings. This person has rated over 1,500 games on Metacritic. 1,500. Do you know how many of them are 1 star?
Like all of them?
1,300.
No.
Yes. I think it might have been 1,200, but 1,300 might have also been an accurate number. It was bonkers. I was like, how do you spend that much time playing games when clearly you just do not like video games? It is wild.
You don't have to play the game to make a review on Metacritic, unfortunately.
Well, that's true.
Which is frustrating. I do imagine if he has that many reviews, though, it loops back around that I think he does play a lot of games. Like, I think he does play a lot of them.
And these are all like, these aren't like, I mean, they go back years, so they're not like bot written things. This is a real person who just hates video games, but plays all of them.
You should make a podcast.
I've debated whether or not I need to find I say find a way to contact him. I found him on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter actually, but I've debated.
Does he say anything on Twitter? Is he ever just like?
Not. I think it's been years. I don't think it's actually an active account anymore. But I have debated reaching out and be like, can you please, if you speak English, come on. Like, and I don't mean that offensively. All of his reviews are written in French.
He's French Canadian.
Yeah, all of his reviews are written in French. But so if he speaks English, I need him on this podcast.
and I have been Knave, and I agree with Dimitri. You guys should play Metaphor Fantasio, but that would be an episode for like a month and a half away because that game is very, very long.
You're in luck because we're gonna squeeze it into next week.
Yeah, we're doing it actually next week. I mean, we're not gonna be able to beat it in time. Well, me and Liz, I mentioned this on our Twitter that the demo, you can actually play the demo, which is what the first 5 hours, and it continues your progress. Liz is joining us for that one, and she's already been playing the demo. So I was like, cool. But so when that game comes out, we can at least kind of do it. I mean, what does your opinion really change? Is it that important to like beat the end? Is it like that crazy?
So just like no spoilers, but the end does kind of lower my feelings. It's not that it sucks, it's fine. It's just that the beginning and especially the middle of the game are so fucking compelling, and then the end is just like serviceable. And it's like, okay, but the game is so long that end part is so like dragged out. You know what I mean? So it would affect how you felt about the game, because if you made the review and you're like at the part where you go underground under the pyramid, and you're gonna be like, oh, but you know what I mean? I'm like, I can't, like, how does it keep getting better? And then like, you're right, it doesn't keep getting better. Eventually, like, it's got to stop getting better, just statistically speaking.
All right, everyone. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you all so much for joining us. We love you all. We'll see you again next week.
See you.